Welcome to the Mack Trucks Academy. Um, we're here today because of the current circumstances. We created some optional training, some complementary training. And we just designed it for you and for these tools to show you all the benefits that we have. Last week we had the Sales Pro app. This week we have done, this is the third one and last for FET Fuel Economy tool. And next week we're gonna have the one for Bulldog Club. And just stay tuned because maybe we're gonna have more coming up in the next few weeks. We have more things coming up every week for the with the academy. So just keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on the bulletins. We're posting everything on TDP. My name is Juan Torres. I'm the vehicle sales training manager. I'm proud to be here. I've been in sales for over 15 years. I've been on almost every position you can take. I've been in used truck salesman, assistant manager, sales manager, regional sales manager, sales director, and now I'm here doing what I'm passionate for it. So I'm really happy to be here and be part of this incredible organization. Over 120 years, Mack has been helping to build this country. That's unique. And we're getting ready for another 120 years to keep being a brand that makes a difference in the market. Also remember, we're the only brand that actually manufactures all the trucks in the US, and we also export trucks to more than 40 countries. So that's a privilege. Not everybody can talk about that, about a brand. So keep that in mind. We're gonna be talking about the steps, and I'm gonna show you how to move through a tool and how you can set up the customers and what you can show the customers. Keep in mind, this tool is for highway applications. And it's for highway applications because it runs all the data based on current data that we have collected from the trucks we have running on highways. And it runs by cycles. And by engine cycles, you understand that it's at least an hour. So that means that the truck is running for an hour on the top RPMs, on the top gear, or on the top gear -1. That will be 11 gear, 9 gear, depends on the truck. So I'm going to show you that, but keep that in mind. This is not going to be really helpful if you're trying to sell a Granite or a dump truck or an LR, because this is more a highway application. You're going to find options for day cabs in there, but the options for day cabs are the same thing. If they are maybe regional, that'll be useful, but if they are local, it's not going to help you too much because you're going to be misguiding your customer at that point. Okay? What we're going to be talking about today is how we're going to access the tool and how we're going to be able to log in, the tool options and the main screen, how we have to set it up, the customer spec, how you put a spec for the customer, the route configuration. You're going to really like that. And believe me, that will be super simple, but it's a really selling point. Baseline spec, comparable specs, the comparison, how to run the comparison, that is how to simulate the performance and the trucks, depending one or the other one, and what results and how to explain those results and show the customer the benefit of those results. The first thing is how to access. In order to get access to this app, this tool, you're gonna have to go and get permission from your dealer sales admin for these internet tools, and they're the ones that can give you access. Unfortunately, I don't have the permit, the authorization to do that, and I don't have any way to get it done. So you have to do it locally at your dealers. The ways that you can log into the tool when you have the access approved is through your truck dealer portal. And I'm going to show you, that's the one that I'm going to show you how it works. So I'm going to go through these steps with you. You can save the link in a browser, and then you just, I'm going to show you how it works. And then you can access through the Sales Pro app that I did the training last week that I mentioned to you. Log in through TDP. That's the one. And as you can see on TDP, that's how you can get these webinars and sign up if you want to keep your eye on it. This is when you save the browser And it's super simple. You can save it just in, I mean, when you open Internet Explorer or Chrome, you can have it right away. And the Sales Pro app that I was telling you, this is how you come and just log in with the Sales Pro app. Scroll down all the way into the end. Is the one before the last one section that is going to show you all the links to our sites and tools, and that's how you can access it. It's really easy to do it. And to start, I'm going to show you how to do it from, I have opened Google like normal. I will access my truck dealer portal that I have saved on my preferences because I come every day here. And I just log in, regular login. Then I have you have two options to do it here. When you come here, you can scroll down and you can have it saved on your favorite applications. I have it here. This is Fuel Economy Tool, and it's in this area. Or you can go all the way to applications. When you go to you will scroll up, and when you go to the top right, it says applications on that black bar. And then you go to applications, and here I have selected to show me only my applications here on the left. And then I have I just scroll down and I found the FET tool. When you click on the FET tool, it's just going to open, and it's going to tell you that when you go to the bottom where is the logo or the icon, you're going to open Fuel Economy Tool. And then you just click in there and you have access to the tool. Okay? The first thing you do when you come to this tool is you're going to run everything here is going to be approximate. This is not a specking tool. If you want to go spec by spec, you have to go to MSS. Or there you can compare a spec by spec, and you want to see a cost of a spec by spec, you can do it like that. Also, we have a training on TSP that Ditra Dobbins, she does a weekly. She's doing weekly. I know she's doing it next week. So if you want to go check it out and find out more about this on TDP, or you can ask me and I can get you connected with her in case you want to get more information on TDP and how to sign up for that. But MSS is completely different. It's only spec by spec. You can compare your specs order. This one is going to be talking about how it affects the customer and how the customer, his routes, the current truck that he has. He's going to give you some details on the specs that he normally will know by hand. And you can tell him, okay, this tool is going to give us an approximate because the routes are not going to be exactly from the warehouse address that you pick up and the warehouse that you deliver, but it's going to give you just the cities or towns and then also we don't take in consideration here something that is big, that is the driver, how the driver affects the truck. So that's a big thing, and that's the tool to kind of calculate that. That's going to differ. So everything is going to be a calculation. We hope it helps. And it's pretty impressive. It's going to give you percentages on how it's improving better than the old truck that you have, or how it's going to be doing a little bit better than the competitor truck that you have. And talking about competitors, this tool will calculate only Mack trucks, okay? We don't have competitors data here because unfortunately, they will not share with us. And we cannot just go and get assumptions on things that we don't have with data. We're using here data that we prove and that we track from the trucks we have on the road, over the road at the time. And that we have been taking all the data out and putting it here for you. As well as comments. Comments share some of the information, but they don't share things like the torque curves. So it's really hard to work without that data. And we cannot include it here. You're going to see that Meritor has share information. They are here. Dana shares some information, is here. Eaton Fuller share some information, there's here. So the ones that share it, they're included. The ones that didn't share it, unfortunately, we cannot do it. And we just use our tools the best that we can to offer you more ways to sell more trucks, okay? So when you want to be creative and go to a customer, you say, customer, look, I'll get the spec as close as the one you have with the competitor, and then we can compare. So that's a good way to do it. There's just an idea, okay? First thing, you're here in the main screen. You're gonna come here where it says current configuration. That's gonna be where you're gonna be working all the time on your base. Here you're gonna have the results. In settings, make sure you use English, right? So just click in there, that will save it. Mine is saved already, so of course we're not gonna refresh. And then I'm gonna go back to configurations, okay? The first thing you do here, and you only do it the first time you sign in into this, is you're gonna enter your email and just say, click save, and it will save it so you don't have to do it again. Why do you don't put your customer email in here? Because somebody asked me that before. Because when you send it, one, you have control and you know that you send it from yourself, and also the customer can have some firewalls or spam filters that is not gonna receive the email from a no reply email that is gonna be coming from. So keep that in consideration. Also, there are some changes we're gonna make when we get the results. We're gonna be able to make some changes in front of the customer, because you can work on this tool when you're sitting, getting ready for your meeting, and you wanna, a lot about the trucks that your customer has, and you wanna run the comparisons and have the trucks you're gonna propose to him. So you can be working on this ahead of time. And then when you go and sit with the customer, you just said, okay, Mr. Customer, I have this ready for you. Let me open it here and we can work it live. And you're gonna ask him a few details and he's gonna be pretty impressed. So just keep those things in mind. There are different options to work it out. You can work it with the customer in front of you, or you can come with the results ready to show him, okay? So this is the first thing. You click save, we'll update it. It will tell you your email has been saved and we're ready to go. First thing we do is we're gonna add a new configuration, okay? And the first configuration, you're gonna have to name it, okay? For me, Mack Anthem is the best truck, and you can see I'm typing out while I'm working, is the best truck in the market. And that's how I name it. The first thing, as soon as you click OK, it's gonna send you to another screen that is actually the map. This is the part I was telling you. I really like this feature because it's just incredible. I don't think too many people takes advantage of this, but when you're sitting in front of the customer and you show him this is, wow, you have all the routes located. It's pretty general. We have the most that we can put in here. The guys on the West and Canada, you can see that it's not gonna be that many options, but it takes like the principal highways. Also, you're gonna see here, and when you have more questions, and I'm not available, but you can email me always, here it says route help, okay? So you can come and just see that is what it means. There are percentages about there, if it's flat, it's rolling hills, or it's hilly, okay? The interesting part here is that here, right now, is the US average. And that's the 70% of the US is flat, 25 rolling hills, and 5% is hilly, okay? You come and click here for Canada, 80% flat, 15% here, rolling hills, and 5% hilly, okay? So if you don't have the route exactly, in here, you can just use the average, the national average, and that'll be a lot easier. Or if the customer says, oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's in our area, it's the geography, it's 90% flat. Okay. You know, if he's in Florida, maybe he's right. Maybe it's like 95 or 99. So you can just come and type it here, and you can say 99% flat, and then 0.1. You can put a 1% here, I'm sorry. And you can put here like 1, 2. and then you click update, and then the calculation. I'm sorry, you see, I make a mistake. The calculation, you come here and update it, and it will base all your numbers on these calculations on the routes. That's amazing, right? Here's another option, and I'm gonna clear it, and I'm gonna put US average again, but this is how I normally do it. And this is just an example, but I think this is a pretty good one. So I'm gonna just get a close-up for you. And then I'm gonna do something from sample. I'm gonna do this route here. And I'm gonna start going down from up the Midwest, start going down all the way down to Houston, okay? So as you can see, let me zoom out again. I get my route selected, right? In this route I selected, I'm gonna click update. When I click update in the top right, now you're gonna see that the percentages, they change. And it just gives you a percentages you actually have in that route only. So that's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna move on and let's go to next. And then we're gonna choose the application. I know it's many more applications than flatbed and tanker or dry van or refrigerated, but normally you can just put it in one of the two. So just pick the one that it gets the closest to you. Like on a tanker or a flatbed, you can put it including their a car carrier. You know, those ones will be able to fit in there. So things like that. So just keep that in mind. For this exercise, I'm gonna use a dry van refrigerated. That's gonna send us to the main screen again. And here you have already the route. Okay, the route is here, and I just tried to highlight it for you so you can see where it is. It's right below the name of the configuration, right? And then we don't have any vehicles yet. So we're gonna ask the customer what kind of vehicle he has. I mean, what kind of truck he has. So we go and add a new one, okay? And we're gonna call this one the base. We're just giving him a name, but later on I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna come back and change the name because I wanna have the engine, I wanna have the transmission, and I wanna have the ratio, because that way you can show the customer, oh, Mr. Customer, when you're showing the comparables, this is how you see it. So load weight, I always try to use full weight, 80,000 pounds. Unloaded, I'm gonna say that it's gonna go basically empty. And I'm gonna say that he's gonna come back empty all the way back home. So maybe he has something really specialized. Then I click next, and I go to the bottom right, do next. He's gonna ask me for the speed. I'm gonna 66 miles per hour, 68 miles per hour. As you can see, I always try to use that one, you know, a couple miles. Normally they said the cruise is at 68 because they said the speed is 70, so they said a little bit lower. So they can have something in the pedal to pass our trucks. And I'm gonna use, because I'm assuming the customer is, so when you go and put the speed, I always think that 2 miles is not enough to set it up so they can pass anybody on the road. Then I'm gonna assume this truck is an older truck and he's trying to replace it, and we're trying to show him why it's time to replace the truck and get into the cycles, and why is the benefit to get into the cycles, because in 4 years we improve a lot. And at these times, every year we improve a lot. So just try, that's a way that I always try to sell it. So when you go to model year 2018, I'm gonna pick the CXU sleeper, okay? And that's what I'm trying to pick, an older unit that I know is gonna be kind of comparable with something like the Anthem, or you can pick anything else if you want it. And I'm gonna pick the GSG 2014 engine. Then that is right in the middle. You just click on that one, and that one is gonna send you to the next screen that is gonna be the engine size. And in that engine size is going to give you two options, basically. So you're going to see that it's, of course, we have the two options we have available, 11 liters and 13 liters. And then I'm going to pick the most common one that is going to be a 13 liter. I'm going to go with the most common that it was sold at the time, or that I believe it was, the Mack FET. I'm going to pick let's go with the Mack FET, the 505. The one right in the bottom, the Mack FET, the one that when you see all the options that a Gear had, that's the one I picked. And also people at those times, they used to like the 13 speed. So I'm going to go with a 13 speed that is, when you click, it's on the right. And then you have the option for the tag axles or the 6x4. Keep in mind, and I need to spend some time in this, the 6x2 is a tag axle. That's not a pusher axle. Okay, so that means that axle is going to stay down. Okay, if you need to the pusher axle, that one is not going to work. Okay, so if I was you, just keep that in mind. And I will use a 6x4 for this exercise. And I'm going to use the most common axle we use, that is the Meritor. The one that is going to, it was applied for that kind of truck. It was an MT40A14XC. And then I'm going to pick what I believe was a ratio that they used to use a lot on those trucks, that it was a 308. And I will give it some time to the internet that is kind of getting slower on me, or I'm going too fast on him. But when you move to ratios, you can find all the ratios that are available for that configuration. You're going to see it that they're going to keep changing. So keep that in mind. It's not that you're going to have the same list of ratios on all of them. It's going to be the configurator is going to let you go like the MSF, or give you a red or let you move forward or not. Okay. So I click on the 308. On the 308, after that, it's going to ask you for the tires. You just click here on this arrow, and it's going to give you a drop-down menu with the different options on tires. And it's going to give you a low profile. It's going to give you 11R22.5s. I normally go with the 11R22.5s. It's going to ask you for the RPMs. I normally don't include that in there. I include it now because you're going to see it later. And then I'm going to go to next, and you're going to see this. So this is just you're asking the customer. As you can see, you don't have to get the specs of the truck or anything like that. It's pretty simple to have a good conversation with your customer, okay? So on that point, you just come, and like I told you, I was going to rename it. So I'm going to rename it with what I told you. I want to put the horsepower that is a 505 with a 113. That'll be a lot of speeds to run. 13-speed manual transmission with a 308 ratio. Then I click OK, and you can see it changed. Now save, and I'm gonna introduce the next one. On this one, I just add a new one. I'm gonna add the truck 2, T2. I'm gonna go apples by apples, so I'm gonna do exactly the same information I had before. So I'm gonna just change the name of the truck, but this is the truck, one of the trucks. I'm gonna propose 2 trucks to a customer, okay? One of the trucks I'm gonna propose, there is this one, that is gonna be same thing. Loaded weight 80,000 pounds, unloaded 40,000 pounds, and 50% of the time is gonna be unloaded, okay? I'm gonna go next. Speed is gonna be 68 miles per hour, unloaded the same speed. I want these guys going crazy unloaded. And then the difference is when you go to a chassis, it's gonna be model year 2018 plus. That means 2018 or newer, okay? And you're gonna click in there, and you're gonna see that when you click in model year 2018, that's where it's gonna start opening you all the options and the model changes we had, And of course, it's like I said, it's gonna tell you what the models are changing. Okay, so it's gonna give you options for anthems, pinnacles, decals, and sleepers. I'm gonna go. I name these anthems. So of course, I'm gonna go with an anthem. And when you click that, it's gonna on the anthem. It's gonna send you to a only emissions year that it has. That is a 17. I'll keep going with the 13 liter engine, and I'm gonna pick the engine that I'm gonna use for this exercise. That I believe the 445 SC Super Econodyne. That would be a good fit and a good match, trying to match on the spec on the earth truck that I'm working. And of course, I'm gonna have to go with an M drive because that's the truck, the product that is gonna give me a best fuel economy on this truck. So I'm gonna go with an overdrive to keep apples to apples. I'm gonna go with the 6x4, same axle manufacturer, the Meritor, same axle model, the 4814XC. And then this is what I was telling you. It's going to change. So it's going to change the ratio. And in this one, I'm going to go with the 264. I believe that will give me a great fuel economy and also a great torque. Okay. So I can put all the hills with no problems. And the 264 will be enough. And I'm going to do the same tires. And I'll click next. Okay. Now we have two trucks. And I have to rename this one. Just give me a second. 445 AC with an M drive, overdrive, and a 264 ratio. There we go. Rename. And here's something cool. If you're doing this in the office and you need to move faster and you want to go through every step like I just did it, there's a really good feature here that you can allow. Here you're gonna you can see the 445 AC, the Super Econodyne. I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna copy this one. And when you click copy, it's gonna copy and paste right away. So it's gonna open you another truck identical. So, and it's gonna ask you for the name. I'm gonna name it truck 3 for right now. And voila, you have another truck exactly the same. So what we do, we come back on truck 3 and we're going to make the changes because I want to show him that I have an incredible truck that you can do a lot of things on this. Okay. And on those trucks that you can do so many things, I'm going to come and I'm going to change. I want to add the SE load logic. So I'm going to come where it says disable here. I hope everybody can see it. I'm going to click in there and it's going to send me back where it was. Okay. On truck 3, that it was the first one, SC, I click there. And because I'm not going to go through a whole process again, I'm going to go and say finish. Okay. When you finish that, you're going to see that it's a few changes here. One is telling you that engine doesn't apply. So you cannot use that engine anymore. So you're going to have to come and you say, okay, let me compare. It's an anthem sleeper, yeah. It's the same engine, yes. 13 liter, yes. But the engine rating is not the same. So click in there and come and pick the one that you want, okay? So I'm going to pick the 445 TC. You have the options here. So, I mean, you guys know better for your customer than anybody else, right? And you're the one, the experts asking the customer. So make sure you ask enough questions so you can get the optimal for your customer. For this exercise, I'm going to pick 445 TC, the turbo compound, and it's going to tell me that it's only one option for that engine because, you know, it was built for maximum fuel economy, and that's the M drive overdrive. Okay, I'm going to go back and say finish. And it's going to send me back. And you see everything updated here. Same transmission, same axle configuration, same axle manufacturer. But I know there is another axle here that actually will help me to get the best fuel economy. Which one is that? the one that you didn't see before, the 14XHE, okay? I picked that one. I know that's the way, for this exercise and the kind of spec I'm trying to run, that's the best one. I want so much, I want to go a little bit lower on the ratio. So I just click the 247 because I want to make the best fuel economy, okay? And then I click next. And there you go. I got everything here. 445 AC with a turbo compound, M-drive overdrive. Oh, that was correct. And a 247. And I just change it. And then say I got the baseline truck and the two trucks I want to offer the customer. He can pick one of the two options. You can do up to 4 comparisons. So you can put up to 4 trucks to compare with your baseline truck, okay? I'm not going to do that because of time. And as you can see, I have just enough time to show you how to run this. And then you come down in the middle. You can see that box, that is that green box that it says run comparison. Well, that's where you're going to click when you're ready. And you're going to get this box that it says your simulation has been, so it has been sent to get quoted and to run this configuration. You're going to receive an email, and this email is gonna come from fuel economy tool, but it's going to be a non-reply email, okay? And you're going to see it, and I'm going to open you the example. I have one that I did the other day, so I'm going to show you the email because it's going to take like 15 minutes to come to me, right? This is actually my mistake on that one. Here is the email you're going to receive. You're going to see that it's a no reply at volvo.com. So that means you're going to try to send it the customer from your email, not from volvo.com, and a no reply that I was telling you. And it's going to tell you here on the subject, Mack Fuel Economy Tool results. And here the name I gave to this configuration. Then you come here to run the results, okay? You can do it that way and wait the 15 minutes or the time that it takes to come back, right? Or you can have it saved like I do. And this one is another one that I have as an example. So I have this one done before. So in case, it doesn't come on time or it takes a little bit longer or the tool has any delays or anything like that, like this, that it says session has expired. Okay, where has expired? Let me see if I can update it. If this is that again, I have a plan B, right? You always have to have a plan B in sales. Oh, no, that's pretty fast. So my plan B is I always have this one saved. So before I go to a customer or I come with you guys, I have this one. I come and do it in the bag, have it ready, and let me show you how it looks. So I come and I just save it on a PDF. Like you can see, I just move it. So I had this one ready. So in case the internet has been really slow, and as you can see, sometimes they actually freezes on me, and the presentation doesn't go like you want it, like your life. But I have that plan B always ready, so I can show to the customers and make sure everybody can keep moving on my deals. We're salesmen. We always have issues. We always have technical issues. The computer will crash, the phone will crash, the truck will crash. I mean, anything will happen, and we always have to be so creative to make sure we move forward, right? So we have here. This is the tool that these are the results. When you want to show the customer only the percentages, it's going to be like this, okay? And I'm going to go through this in a second. But you don't have anything. People says, well, but you're going to show only percentages. How is that? That's not good. I want to show more to the customer. And think about it. If you're sitting in front of a CPA or, the CFO of the company that is actually, the wife that makes the decision or something like that, or the decision maker is a numbers guy and he says, well, I like the percentages, that's cool, but I want to see what is the benefit. Show me more. And you're like, oh, what else I do? You come and you say, okay. So, Mr. Customer, let me ask you this. How many miles you run a year? So he says, I will show you the most common answer is 100,000. Okay, 100,000. 6.5 miles per gallon is what I'm getting in my current truck. Okay. Fuel cost. I checked this one the day before yesterday, or you can come and say, and just Google it in front of him. So diesel cost US. What is the average? I just came and Google it. 252. Okay. So I come back to my calculator, and when you go back to the calculator, you just input the data you found. 252. How many trucks you have? To make it simple, we'll put 10 on this case. You can put how many a customer has, or how many you. I mean, if you know the customer has 50 trucks and you want him to start replacing 10 by 10, or you want him to replace the 50, you can tell him, look, if you replace the 50, this is how much money you can save. And then you come here and you calculate. You click here in this green one, and the same thing is because the internet is pretty slow. My app will also give me some trouble in there. But at that point, let me see if it's finished, it's loaded. If not, guess what? I have a plan B. And the plan B is here. Let me move it to give you visibility on this. Okay, so here is my plan B. With those numbers that the customer gave us, right? With this, the mileage, I'm gonna wait until it moves into your screen so you can see it. But here you have the calculator, okay? So the savings and everything I input in there, here's what I save, okay? Like I told you, if the internet goes slow or something, fine. I have a plan B. I don't have to worry about it. So I guess these are the final numbers that it will provide me. And I'm gonna try to show it again to you so you can see that I'm not making up my numbers or anything, because I'm using data and I'm trying to use my current data to prove you how good is my tool, right? Well, here it is. I just refresh it again and voila, internet decided to come up. So this is where you're gonna see the results. So this is how much savings you're having. Everything that it comes green is gonna represent savings, while if you get anything in red, it's gonna be losses. So of course, I'm trying to show you, like I'll try to show a customer the best configuration. So if you're doing it by yourself and you get some red, well, go back and redo it because you have a wrong configuration. So make sure you do the right one. So when you have these boxes in red, that means something is wrong. So go and double check it. If you have somebody that can help you that has been doing this for a while, go and ask. Never just assume, go and ask, always ask, okay? These tools are for helping to sell trucks. So you want to go the most positive and everything that is going to save money. So in the comparison, of course, if you're moving from a 13-speed manual transmission and a CXU to, a super Econodyne with an M drive, that's going to save you a lot of money, right? It's going to be at least, so this is saying that at least could save you $4,000 a year. Your customer, I'm talking about. I'm sorry, sometimes I get talking like I was trying to sell it to a customer. I'm trying to sell it to you. So it's $4,000 that the customer will be saving, right, a year. If he applies that to a fleet of 10, that'll be $40,000 estimate, right? Could be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. That depends on drivers and everything else that we know we cannot control. But what we can control is this. If he goes with the turbo compound, it's going to be $1,000 more per truck, right? So the investment on getting turbo compound on that truck, with all the credits that we have available and programs, he'll be making more money than that, right? So here is the important part. He's going to be doing, he's going to have 10% more savings, and he's going to spend 10% less fuel with the Super Econodyne and 13% less fuel usage with the turbo compound. That means the truck from running on top gear at 1266 RPMs with the Super Econodyne will run at 1167, and with the turbo compound, it's going to run at 1092. It's going to be shifting a lot less because the driver is not shifting, right? Downshifts is going to be a lot lower because the engine is going to go exactly on the ratings it needs to be. So that's going to be more efficient. I set it up that mileage per hour, 68, is telling me that the most recommended will be set it up at 66.8 or at 67 with the turbo compound. Actually, you can do it better, going a little bit faster and doing better fuel economy. That's incredible, right? People say, oh yeah, I'll have to go like 50 miles per hour to do that. No, you can go 67 and the customer is going to like it because that helps with the driver retention, right? Right here below in this box, it goes more in detail. And I'm going to show you a little bit about it, but I'm not going to go too much into this. This is when it's weighted average, right? This is the total average. So with the timing, the fuel on top gear, how much is going to spend. Here is going to be more specific on the rolling hills when it's loaded and unloaded. That's what I put at 50-50, so you can see clear and you can give a better visibility when it's loaded or not. The hill leave, what it's going to be, and the flat. Here, in order for you to explain to a customer, like I just did to you, maybe you can do it. Of course, I hope you did a lot better and you sell more trucks. Here is the explanation on everything, okay? So here's the details. Just come and read it before you go and sit with the customer so you can answer all the questions to the customer, okay? With that, that's how I conclude with my presentation on the tool. You can use it all the time. And I appreciate everybody taking their time today to connect. And like I said, we'll keep doing more of this, and we'll try to show you all the tools we have available. And like I said, if you have any suggestions or anything we should do, I'll be more than happy to get it. Always we can improve. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions for today. And everybody have a great day. I hope that you stay safe. Go and talk to a lot of customers, sell a lot of trucks, make a lot of money, and have a great day.